So, here we are again.
Greetings and salutations. You a Heather?
So today we are here to review one of my favorite films of all time, Paddington. Just kidding. We're not going to review Paddington. We are here to review Stephen King's The Shining. And what a fabulous movie this is. I mean, this is a classic. It's one of my favorite horror films of all time. I try to watch it every holiday season, starting with Halloween, October. I watch it a couple more times, maybe through the month of November or December. Because, I mean, even though it's horror, it does have snow. And Christmas has snow. So, that's the excuse I'm using, and I'm sticking to it. Okay? It didn't win any awards, even though it should have.
Clearly a mistake.
I think Jack Nicholson was nominated for it.
No.
I think he was nominated.
No.
Not sure if he won. He probably went up against Al Pacino or Robert De Niro and lost to them one of their performances.
No.
Because those three guys are like the same generation, and they're always like have movies that are competing against one another. But anyways, Jack. You can't say enough about Jack. He's a character, and he's a character in every role he does. He nails this. He fucking nails it.
I like him already.
You want to see a good classic performance. You talk about your classic performances in movies. I mean, legendary. Like, no other actor in history you can see in this role except Jack Nicholson. Some other legendary performances. I can think of Robert De Niro as Jake LaMotta in Raging Bull. He is Jake LaMotta in that. Legendary performance. Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday in Tombstone, starring opposite Kurt Russell. Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday. Legendary performance. Of course, Heath Ledger as the Joker in what was it? The Dark Knight. Yeah. Legendary performance. I know. Those are all guys. Sorry, ladies. There are legendary female performances.
Stella. Stella.
Meryl Streep, fucking everything she does. And things that come to mind are Holly Hunter. Holly Hunter in The Piano, for which she won the Oscar. Holly Hunter in Broadcast News. Legendary stuff. So anyways, this performance of Jack is right up there. He's among the greats. He should have won for this. I don't care what he was up against. He should have won. Let's talk a little bit about him. He was in films like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. One of my favorite films, As Good as It Gets. Love that movie. One of the best romantic movies ever. And a comedy. It's funny, too. Batman. Val Kilmer. Jack Nicholson also played the Joker. I can't compare him to Heath Ledger. And I can't compare Heath Ledger to him. They're two different takes on the same character. And they're both equally good. They both are. If you're going to watch this movie, The Shining, it's worth it just to see his performance and his line delivery. He's so animated. He's not the most handsome actor to say. I mean, when you compare him to Brad Pitt or something, but
Yes, my son.
he's handsome in his own way. He's just so interesting to watch. You can't, he's who he is. He originally wanted Jessica Lange for the role of Wendy Torrance to play his wife. But Stanley Kubrick convinced Jack that Shelley Duvall would do a better job as Wendy Torrance because of her fragility. This was before I think Jessica Lange really broke out as an actress and proved she is like versatile. She could have played, fragile. Jessica Lange, she can do anything in my opinion. Jessica Lange from like Frances, the biopic of Frances Farmer, the actress, and everything she went through, my God. What a performance. Jessica Lange won an Oscar for that. The following year, he starred with Jessica Lange in a remake of The Postman Always Rings Twice. So he eventually got to work with Jessica Lange. He makes Jack Torrance suspiciously creepy. You find out as the story goes on that other than Danny, that his dad might also have The Shining. Now, what The Shining is, hence the title of the film, it's like a power. Not like a mutant power like in the X-Men or superpower.
Learn to throw your voice, fool your friends, fun and party.
You can see in their mind's eye, things that happen to a person, place, or thing in the past, or I think in the present. Hence their ability to shine. That's The Shining. Sometimes they envision very good things.
Hey, everybody, we're all gonna get laid.
Right? Good things happen there, but in this particular instance, the Torrances, they're not rich. And so the opportunity comes along to be the caretakers of this place called the Overlook Hotel, way up in the mountains. And it's the off-season, which is surprising. I mean, they can make bank there with the skiing that's available because it's like snowed in. But whatever the case may be, they agree to be the caretakers of the Overlook Hotel. So this entire huge, gigantic hotel in the Rocky Mountains or somewhere. And it's just Jack Torrance, Wendy Torrance's wife, and their son Danny. I don't know if I would agree to watch over a whole frickin' hotel, just the three of us. I don't believe in ghosts. I'm kind of skeptical, but part of me does. I don't know about spending a whole winter in a hotel by myself. Yeah, I don't know. They go up there. Danny starts to have his shining episodes. And he sees some pretty horrible shit. Well, scary stuff at first, but then it gets more horrifying as the movie goes on.
I guess you're really up shit creek. Ow!
Christ, Jake, take it easy, man.
Now what? Ow!
And he has this pal that he turns to as a defense mechanism, I guess, because some horrible shit happened to him a while back. I guess, he was abused by Jack's character, which we don't see, we only hear about. And so he developed this friend, Tony, that lives in his mouth or his stomach. And Tony tells him things. So I think Tony is his connection to his ability to shine, hence The Shining. Scatman Crothers. Man, can't say enough about Scatman Crothers. What a wonderful actor he is. He's just a joy every time he comes on the screen. You want this guy as your next door neighbor, man. Fortunately, he passed away years ago, but every time I see him on screen, I love it. Love Scatman Crothers. He was in Bronco Billy with Clint Eastwood. Oh, yeah. He was in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Can't remember which part. It's been a while since I've seen that film. But, yeah, he's a good voice actor, too. He was the voice of one of the characters in Disney's The Aristocats. He helps coach young Danny in this movie about his shining ability because, yeah, it turns out Mr. O'Halloran also has The Shining. And he's more familiar with it. He knows, what it does and all this stuff. Mr. O'Halloran gives a warning to Danny because Danny gets curious about room 237. There's nothing in that room, so don't bother going in it. Don't you worry about room 237. I mean, that's, because he says that, eventually, as the audience, we're going to get to see inside room 237. What a treat it is you guys have in store for you. Yeah, young Danny Lloyd plays Danny Torrance. convenient to have they both have the first safe name. First safe name, first same name.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Danny Lloyd, the young actor that played Danny Torrance, he never turned up in any other movies on it. I think this was it. He just did this movie and that was it. So young Danny Lloyd was under the impression, as he was filming this movie, that they were making a drama. He only found out like several years later that it was a horror movie.
I wet my jockeys here.
Yeah, so anyways, that's Danny Lloyd's story. He does a fantastic job for a child actor. But anyways, yeah, he does a great job. Shelley Duvall, like I said, Jack wanted Jessica Lange. But Shelley Duvall does a great job. Jack has been quoted in the media as saying the role of Wendy Torrance, his wife, in this movie, in The Shining, is one of the hardest acting jobs an actress can take on. And it was, too. I mean, you watch this movie, you can see everything that Wendy has to deal with and the emotions that she has to project, and she's up and down, a roller coaster ride of emotions, and she's all over the place. I mean, yeah, and Shelley Duvall does a really good job. Okay, yeah, so, and Jack Nicholson and Shelley Duvall work really well together in this movie. It's like that give and take. When two actors you see on screen and the dialogue, it seems like they're not even like acting. It's like they're just two people that know each other that are like talking to each other. The production design of this is also incredible. All the sets, I mean, from the ballroom to the bar where he talks with Lloyd, the bartender, to room 237. The big what do you call it? The lobby area of the hotel. I mean, it's huge. I mean, the sets in this are incredible. The maze that they go through in the garden outside the hotel, and the maze that they get lost in, which has a lot to do with the ending of this movie. Everything in this is incredible. And let's get to the music by the classical composer Berlioz. This stuff is so haunting, low-key haunting. It just adds to the movie. It doesn't distract from it. It just adds to it. It builds the tension. It builds the suspense. It builds the anticipation of like bad things happening. This music that they play. It's in some places it's so low key you don't even notice it's playing until it stops. It's not just gore for the sake of gore. Any gore in this, like, it lends to the story. It's part of the story. It's what happens in the story. This is Stephen King at his best. At his best. So I told you about how young Danny Torrance, he talks to Tony in his stomach, which is his connection to his ability to, call this ability to shine. And so Tony talks like this. Tony's the guy in his stomach. That little gesture was all that little Danny Lloyd, that little actor, that was all his doing. That was his improvisation. This little kid improvised that in the audition. When he auditioned, he improvised this, like, talking to Tony that way shit.
You're putting me on.
Yeah, so enjoy. And also, Jack Nicholson had said that in order to get him in the right agitated, kind of frustrated kind of mindset or mood, he was fed only cheese sandwiches for 2 weeks straight, which he hates cheese sandwiches.
Using the word hate here.
Yeah, they really did their homework, and they did everything they could to pull this movie off correctly and perfectly. Yeah, so if you can, watch The Shining, holiday season, Christmas, Halloween, whenever, summertime, and enjoy. And if you do watch it on my recommendation, come back to my channel and let me know in the comments what you thought of it, if you liked it or not, especially if you liked it. I really like hearing people enjoy the movie that I recommended to them. I love it. It's, I don't know, just like, gives me satisfaction. I love giving the gift of like movies to people, good ones. Just go ahead and buy the fucker. It's available on Blu-ray and 4K now, if you got a 4K TV. Hope you guys enjoyed my review. Take care. Drive safe. And I will talk to you guys later. Yeah.